For successful manufacturing and assembly, the PCB layout must accommodate the capabilities of the contract manufacturer. The equipment and capabilities of each contract manufacturer equate to specific DFM requirements that must be reflected in the PCB, such as sufficient spacing to accommodate the pick-and-place machine, solder paste stencils, and reflow ovens which require physical clearance. If proper DFA spacing isn't implemented in the PCB, it can result in tombstoning, components touching after reflow, solder shorts, solder bridges along pad edges, uneven solder fillets, or reflow movement causing skew. This quick how-to will provide step-by-step instructions on how to assign DFA spacing constraints and incorporate design for assembly requirements during the PCB layout. First, we'll create a constraint set for DFA spacing. Select the Constraint Manager icon from the Constraints panel, or select Electrical Analysis Constraint Manager from the menu. Select the Manufacturing worksheet. Expand Design for Assembly, DFA Constraint Set, and select Package-to-Package Spacing. Select the plus sign to create a new package-to-package spacing constraint set. A constraint set can contain multiple rules for easy assignment and reuse. Name the constraint set Package-to-Package and click OK. The constraint set window is opened, containing a graphic displaying the constraints which will be configured. Select Show Symbol Classifications. View the symbol classifications. The DFA Dev Class property has been defined, so these are automatically populated in the DFA Package-to-Package constraint window. Click OK. The DFA Package-to-Package spacing window now shows a matrix featuring the relationships between symbol classifications. In the PCB layout, the component geometry and solder behavior are not symmetrical, and the risk during assembly changes depending on which sides of the component face each other. Therefore, DFA rules require spacing definitions for each configuration or component orientation, including side-to-side, which creates a long parallel solder edge which increases the chance of solder bridging, end-to-end, which has higher solder volume concentration, so spacing must account for solder spread and placement tolerance, and end-to-side and side-to-end. These orientations are less predictable, so dedicated rules reduce corner case failures. By default, all spacing fields have a value of 25 mils. Next, we'll define the appropriate spacing values based on our manufacturer's capabilities. Click and drag to highlight the values in the connector row. Upon release of the mouse, the last column is activated to edit the text. Change the values to the appropriate spacing, in this example 50 mils for each configuration, then press Enter. This will ensure the spacing between connectors and any other components in any orientation is 50 mils. Complete this process to define spacing relationships between the LED display and resistors, the components in the LED display, resistors and SMD parts to each other, and transistors to other components. With the proper spacing values assigned in a constraint set, this now needs to be assigned in the design. In the Design for Assembly section, expand Design. Select Package-to-Package Spacing. Expand Primary and Assembly layers. Click the reference DFA CSET cell for the assembly layers and select Package-to-Package. The defined package-to-package spacing values have been assigned to both the top and bottom assembly layers. In order to check if the design meets the DFA spacing requirements defined, the constraint checks need to be enabled. Select Analyze Analysis Mode from the menu. Expand the Design for Assembly section and select Package-to-Package Spacing. Select the checkbox for On and click OK. Close the Constraint Manager window. Next, we'll verify the design against the newly assigned constraints. Select the Properties tab and view the DRC chart. There are 7 Design for Assembly violations. Select the hyperlink for the DRC errors to open more information in the search panel. Double-click the DFA violation in the search panel to be brought to the location on the PCB. For this example, we'll select the violation between R6 and R3 on the bottom of the PCB. A DRC marker flags the error, and additional information can be viewed by hovering the cursor over the marker. Here, the side-to-side spacing should be 10 mils, but it's only 5 mils. To correct this issue, select All Objects and turn All Objects off in the selection filter. Then select Components. Select the Move icon from the toolbar. In the Options panel, select Relative Grid. This will allow you to move the components based on a defined origin and enable us to easily move the resistor the additional 5 mils away. Select Pick Relative Origin. Click to select the bottom corner of component R6. Select the bottom corner of R6 again to move the component. Press Tab on the keyboard to be able to edit the dx and dy values. Enter 5 for dx and press Tab on the keyboard. Enter 0 for dy and then press Enter. The component has been moved the required distance away and the DRC marker is removed. The remaining DFA errors can be corrected in the same manner to ensure manufacturability and assembly. Quickly define package-to-package spacing and other DFA requirements to ensure the PCB can be assembled with the Constraint Manager in OrCAD X. For more tutorials, visit us at resources.ema-eda.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.